Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Start off with the biggest news of the week. The Rats lost!
But every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget yourself now.
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Listen between two beers.
Getting down.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means.
Nope. I'm not quite sure what it means. You let me know. Tell me, JPJ.
It means that it is once again time for another new episode of Between
Tell the
Two
people.
Beards.
Yeah.
As people start funneling in, if you are here, smash that thumbs up, smash that like button over on YouTube, give us a follow, share us on social media. The more that helps. You have no idea. Thank God this is a safe space. You hate your boss at your shoot job. Hey man,
Preach.
we've all been there. This is we're gonna talk about everything.
The shoot jobs can be one of them tough things in life. We were just talking about that off air. How we didn't have to have shoot jobs.
Yes.
So if you'd like to help us reach our goal of not having shoot jobs, by all means,
yes,
leave us a super chat. We'll guarantee.
Luggo and I would love to be giving you this fine bearded content on the regular, daily.
Sure. Yeah. If we could swing that.
Yeah.
Ope 3-way saying, "Are we safe from ESPN here?"
We're gonna talk about that too.
We're
Listen, talking about it all tonight.
As long as everybody could be respectful in said chat, we'll have a discussion about all of the positives and negatives that was this week in professional wrestling, including. Yeah. Did you see Peacock went up in price today too?
Why not?
Why not? Just whatever, man.
Whatever.
Peacock's totally oh, you could charge $30 a month for this. We'll throw $3 more a month.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
At this point, whatever, man. Everyone's made of money, Everyone's made of money.
But if this is a safe space and we are talking about bosses, man, that boss here at Love Wrestling, real ball buster, that guy.
Sometimes.
Ball buster.
He likes me, I think. So.
He's yelling at me at times.
Yeah. But
we got lots of people hanging out. We got Scott in the house. We got Maria. We got Kyle Shaw, the Canadian Goose, is in the house. Honk, 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 honk. Fernando. Zach saying it's National Raspberries and Cream Day. That's a quality flavor combination.
You think so?
I love raspberry and cream. Yeah, why not? You don't?
I mean, I don't mind it. It's not. I mean, I would just like raspberry. I think.
Who doesn't like cream? Cream's delicious.
Listen.
A little raspberries and whipped cream, little strawberries and cream.
Yeah, strawberries and whipped cream. Orange, like an orange creamsicle. Does that get kind of like orange and cream?
Sure.
You can go all sorts of ways.
Maria, you are safe from Brock Lesnar here, but we are.
I mean, listen. Like I said, we're gonna be talking through it all. We're gonna be talking some SummerSlam. We're gonna be talking the WWE deal with ESPN. Just
where do you guys want to start?
Yeah, just how we're genuinely, feeling about certain things. Maria, I agree. I was very upset that it just kind of worked out that I wasn't able to be on the show this morning due to work obligations. But yeah, I love Drew. I respect Drew and his decision. So yeah, be on the lookout. I definitely a hiatus for now when it comes to Firmly, but yeah, we'll see what goes on there on that end as well. So, where do you want to start, bro?
I mean, oof.
Do we have? I mean,
we kind of have to, right? Well, they're
yeah.
Will the please still be Netflix? The Netflix. So yeah, for those people watching out of Canada,
you're the lucky ones now.
Yeah, everything outside of the United States is staying the exact same. It's all on Netflix for you guys. But if you are, from the United States of this America,
we're getting boned.
We're getting nickeled and dimed. We're getting
now. Listen,
out. If you want to be a WWE fan in 2025, you got to have some cash.
2026, technically.
Well, yeah, 2026, but they announced it 2025. So,
yeah. Listen, all right. Here's the thing. I pay what I pay to watch AEW pay-per-views, and it's more than what that app is going to cost to get WWE pay-per-views. So listen, I'm not happy about it. It's more money in a world that seems like every day I wake up, something costs fucking more than it did the day before.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating and I hate it and I don't like anything about it. But at the same time, nobody wants that, Fernando. We already have Booker T. So,
I wouldn't mind that.
Listen, he wants to show up and do like a pre-show panel.
I wouldn't mind Stephen A. Smith.
All for it. Yes, NordVPN. Yes, if you can get a VPN, get a VPN.
If you're NordVPN over the last 2 days, you are swimming into subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But even then, the fact that we have to go to the VPN route and do all of that stuff and sign up for another subscription, because listen, I get it. I understand if you're the people saying, well, AEW pay-per-views are $50. Yes, they are, but they've always been that. Or 40, 50, whatever. They've always been.
No, they have.
WWE pay-per-views back in the day used to be $50, but then they realized we're going to go with this beautiful thing called the WWE Network, $9.99 a month, and you get everything. And then they moved it to Peacock, which stayed at that price point for people, so it wasn't like a big deal. The reason that the $30 a month thing is annoying is because it's 3 times as much as it was before, 2 times, whatever. It is a substantial. And if you're just a wrestling fan, that's steep because that's all you're going to need that app for.
Yeah.
But if you're a football fan, such as myself, you're going to get the NFL Network. You're going to get Red.
That's not good either. That's not good either.
But I'm just saying. But I'm trying to look at it from a standpoint of like, if you are into sports, you're going to get the app. But if you have YouTube TV or Direct TV or whatever it may be, you still can get the PLEs at no extra charge. But now you have to have all of these things. You still have to download the apps. It's a pain in the butt, and it's like, who asked for this? Weren't they just profiting? Like, didn't they have some of the biggest profits of all time? And no, I don't want ESPN.
No,
I don't want the NFL here. Correction. Yeah. I don't want the NFL having a piece of ESPN. Because they got 10% of ESPN in the deal. I don't want the news outlet being owned by
ESPN
the league.
hasn't been a real news outlet.
Still, now you thought they were doing softball stuff before. Boy, they're not going to say an unkind word about that league. But,
yeah, I don't like it. I don't that deal, and I know that's not in the wrestling sphere, but that deal was announced a day or two before this WWE deal. I think the day before it was announced. that they acquired the NFL Network and Red Zone, and it's just a matter of time before they fuck that up and make it not the greatness that it was. And then they announced this, that WWE is going to be a part of it. It's going to be all the PLEs, or 10 a month. They said 10 a year. They said.
What do they do with all the other ones?
I
What do you do with all the other ones then? Because they're doing more than 10.
Not really.
Saturday
They
night.
don't do. They don't
Saturday
do,
night's
that,
main events.
Those are on NBC though. That's different.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Is Peacock going to stick around for that, or is that
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Because they don't do one. They don't do one in December anymore. So that's 11 months.
What
Is
about
there
all
another month that they don't do one?
What about all the NXT stuff? Is that staying on
See, that's
Peacock?
well, according to what I read, the NXT stuff is still up for grabs until they give another deal somewhere, and you're gonna have to pay more to go watch those, because that's how we're apparently doing things nowadays.
Maria, I am trying to look on the bright side. It is not. It does not optically look great. It's not one of those things where, because again, it's you have to pay. You have to have a Netflix subscription for Raw. That's $20. Because Netflix is not no $7.99 app anymore. You have to have cable to watch the USA Network, so that you'll get CW included in that. The only one that you can legitimately watch for free is the NXT. If you just had absolutely nothing, and then you have to have the ESPN app or cable to. It's just becoming more and more. It's just becoming expensive. And then, I'll just go to the shows.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. The tickets are super expensive as well. They're supposed to be on Netflix besides NXT. They're still supposed to be on Netflix. I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know how it's going to shake out. But it is a bit of a bummer when you're used to paying one thing and then they sign this deal. And now ESPN's doing it because they need content. They need stuff for this app to get me to download it on August 21st. That's when that app launches, and I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. Football season's coming up. Am I going to just get the app? Do I just go get cable and call it a day there? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah. It's not good, man. End times. We're in end times.
It's a bummer, man. I ain't got all this kind of money.
No.
YouTube TV is $80 a month.
That's not bad. I've had YouTube TV for years.
But the reason YouTube TV existed was to get rid of cable. Cable, it's the same. We lost the plot. Scott's saying nothing on after January. Will be on
Once we get to 2026, that's it. Everything's off peak.
So what happens to the catalog?
I would assume I don't know. I would assume it goes somewhere that we'll have to pay for.
People are not happy across the interwebs. Like no one's really happy.
As they shouldn't be. I feel like,
except for NordVPN, go get yourself.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain section of the internet that's thrilled.
Who's thrilled about paying more money? What section of the internet?
The businessmen that are doing this to us.
But they're not on the internet.
No.
Triple H ain't scouring the Twitter sphere right now going, yeah.
No, but they're all making more money. That's what this is about. They don't care. They don't care. They're lining their pockets up, feeling good about life. And then, listen.
It's just shitty week to be a wrestling fan,
it's just tough. It's just tough because I thought overall, if I'm just talking about the shows, besides the last 10 minutes of night 2, I thought they were pretty good. I thought it was a good weekend. Like, there was a lot of stuff I liked.
Yeah.
That happened. And then the ending of the show happens. And that's well, first of all, before the show even starts, they announced that they're no longer doing media junkets and press conferences for the foreseeable future. I think it was SRS Sean,
which they announced
on Twitter that it's at least through Mania.
And they didn't even tell the people there until
they already had media there for SummerSlam, and they went there all under the assumption they were having a media junkets and the press conference.
Yeah.
Then they announced that like hours before the show, which is a bummer. And it's just, then you find out what happens at the end of the show. And it's like, oh, well, I wonder fucking why.
Well, not even that. Oh, it's Scott saying UFC went there. Yes, what made sense. At least it's not the UFC model where you still have to pay the $70 for the pay-per-views. You don't get.
I did read that if you have a cable subscription,
then you're good.
You pay for ESPN, you don't have to pay the 30. Like you just.
But you still got to download the app. Yeah.
Yes, but at least you don't have to pay. So guess what? I'm gonna be all right.
That's what I'm thinking. I got to figure out what I want to do because I don't have cable. Or
Dustin,
YouTube.
yes, when we're talking about the show, I agree with you. For the first 2 days SummerSlam, I thought it was good. I thought night 2 was much better than night 1, but I thought both nights had real good stuff. And then you get to the thing that everybody's coming out of the weekend talking about for obvious reasons, and it's just like,
No, they were very. They took away the media access. They definitely gloated about partnering up at the White House
3 separate times.
Yeah, that wasn't a great thing. And then the Brock Lesnar stuff, but we'll talk about the Brock stuff because we kind of can't not talk about it. But just over like night 1, because none of that stuff happened on night 1. None of the Brock stuff happened on night 1. That heist of the century.
I called that shit, bro. Thank you.
I know you did.
Let me do my Barry Horowitz.
I know you did.
That main event.
It's pretty cool.
That main event between Punk and Gunther also ruled. That was a classic old school heel versus like Gunther was beating the shit out of CM Punk towards the end of that. Like that was a good old fashioned. That was an old school wrestling match to me. Yeah. That match was very good. And then Seth Rollins, I really wanted him to do the Willy Wonka, where he walked out and he just dropped the crutches and did the flip, like the little flip forward and popped up. But I thought the way they did it was very good. I was really good. And it was a really good match. I liked the cash in. I thought Punk and Gunther ruled. That was really, it just felt like an old school wrestling match to me. And that was good. And the cash-in was good. It was worked to perfection. I liked it a lot. And I knew, Pluggo, I knew it was going to happen. I said it. That tag match had no business being as good as it was with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I thought the match was above average, exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why I liked it so much is I did not expect Jelly Roll to lose and take the pinfall. And when he did, I was like pleasantly, I was like, oh, all right. But I thought that tag match had no business being that good.
Yeah, it was better than expected. And which I think for me going into it, like I knew he had to perform to a level that was the standard has been kind of set in celebrity wrestling matches over the last few years. So I knew he had to. I didn't know if he was capable of. Just because he's a bigger guy, he's not going to be able to move as smoothly as Bad Bunny or Logan Paul when he was a celebrity. But he did pretty good for what he got. He took that epic spot from Logan Paul off the announce table. And, they got the loss. And I guess he came out and said that he wanted to lose.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. All right.
I respect it. I respect it.
Maybe we'll see him again. We might.
I would be shocked if we didn't. Listen, I don't know much about him musically or whatever like that. Don't really care. It's not my vibe. But at the same time, it was clear that he put in the work.
He needed to pick a better entrance song, though. Toby Keith, Garbage.
Wait, that wasn't his own song?
No, it was Toby Keith's song.
Oh. Yeah. I just assumed that was. I thought
that was another one of those where it's like, God damn it!
Didn't he die? I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
He sure did. That doesn't just because he's dead doesn't mean his music was good.
That's true. His music sucked.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
So it is.
I'm not speaking ill of the. I'm just saying, hey, man.
Yeah, I get it.
When I die, I'm sure there's gonna be some people out there going, "He was a great podcaster."
I knew Jelly Roll was a country guy for the most part, and I heard that song, and I just assumed that was his own song. Nope. And I was like, well, that sucks.
I'm going to put this up on the screen because I want everyone in the chat to comment as well. Fernando asked, better cash in Mania or SummerSlam? 100% Mania.
I thought so.
Not that the SummerSlam one was bad, but it's Mania, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mania, dude. Over
Yeah.
Brock and Roman, heist of the century. That's where we got the ball rolling with Mr. Rollins officially becoming this guy that he is now.
Yeah.
That was like the catalyst of it. Mrs. Pluggo's in the chat saying, hi, 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 hi. Hi, honey. Hi. How are you? Love you. Come home soon. She's at work.
Damn.
I know. So, yeah, if you guys want to leave super chats so Mrs. Pluggo quit her job as well, let's get enough to support all of us.
Yeah, I'm down.
And
I'm down.
we'll just all quit our jobs. Which, by the way, if you're still listening, honey, I think I just locked in with JPJ. I think we're going to Boston to see JPJ in October. Just so you know.
Might have some baseball games we could possibly attend.
Oh,
Potentially.
I've never been to Fenway.
Yeah, it'll be playoff time too. You never know. Okay, so night one, I thought the opening match with Roman and Jay versus the Bronze. I was very impressed with Roman in that match. He got the shit kicked out of him the majority of that match, and I would not expect that to happen with Roman. Like, he gave a lot in that match. Like, he made every other guy in that match besides Roman looked awesome in that match.
Yeah.
And
Philia's in the house. Welcome to Philia, saying that Mrs. Plug is going to win some Grey's Anatomy trivia this Saturday.
That's this Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
Battle of the Brides.
Yeah, this was the first time I think I can't even remember how many years it's been since we've seen a true Roman Reigns babyface style match, like a true it was all he was taking bullets for Jay. He was throwing caution into the wind. He wrestled like a wrestler that was trying to get the crowd behind him for once, and boom, it was all right.
Yeah. Yep. We
Fernando saying go White Sox.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting for you to say something.
I
mean, listen,
Fernando,
I don't even think you have to do that because he has that bad enough. He likes the worst team that ever existed.
Everybody's putting over Mrs. Pluggo. Star of the show.
Then you had new women's tag team champions. Alexa and Charlotte did the damn thing, and they beat the Judgment Day. Match was a little quick, but I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. So that happened. I'm digging Alexa and Charlotte together. I'm on that bandwagon of people that are digging it. I like it. And yeah, Scott, the song still stinks, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's the song still stinks.
That's nice. It's just not my. It's not my vibe.
That's a nice message. Cool, man. I'm happy for you. That song stunk. So it is what it is. But yeah, no.
It also just didn't fit wrestling vibe.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a wrestling coming out to wrestling type of vibe. So, but whatever, teach their own.
And then Dustin, I said I feel like it should be Alexa when they get to it. I think they're going to hold the belts for a little bit, though. They should have them hold the belts for a little bit, have some fun with them. And when you get to the eventual time where one of these girls is turning on the other, I think Charlotte is getting genuine positive fan reaction for the first time in her WWE career. For now. Yeah. But I think if they keep doing this the way it's going, I don't think it's going to stop. I think the fans are in on this, and I am one of them. I'm in on this, Pluggo. I like it.
Well, what I mean by that too is right now they've got they're doing great work with Charlotte in terms of making her relatable, likable. People are getting behind her. The beauty of this is that if for whatever reason it's not working, you've got options. If you want to go if it's still working and she's still getting cheered and it's starting to teeter on we're about to be fully behind Charlotte Flair, you have Alexa turn on her. If it's not working out and it's starting to go back to the old like Charlotte haters crowd, you have Charlotte just go steer to the skid and turn on Alexa as we predicted, and then you've got massive heel heat right there. So I like it.
Yeah. I would like to see, personally, I think this would be a perfect WrestleMania match for the two of these girls. As if you have,
I always put over Mrs. Pluggo as well.
Of course. If you have Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss in like the end of a feud or in a grudge match or a street fight or something like that at next year's WrestleMania, I think that is a good spot for both of them. So it's true. And then what was the other match? Oh yeah, Tiffany and Jade. I was right. for some reason, I just thought Tiffany was keeping it. I didn't think it was Jade's time yet. This was a quick match. It was the quickest match of the night, night one. However, I actually thought this was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty decent sprint. And I was glad that Tiffany won. I don't know where Tiffany goes from here with that title or who's next to challenge her. But yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I thought Jade, at least for her first title match, I thought she did pretty well.
Isn't she like undefeated in 2025?
Well, not anymore.
Fun fact, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso's combined entrance time was longer than this match.
That makes sense.
Super bummer on that end. But
yeah, it was quick. It was
very quick. I looked up and I was like, oh shoot, it's over. But yeah, it was a good match. I thought it was a good match for what it was. But yeah, definitely, I'm surprised they didn't pull the trigger with Jade right there. I really thought they were going to, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah. And then yeah, that was it. That was it for the matches, right? Did I miss any? Did we miss any? For night one?
No.
Cardi B was there though. She opened up the show. How'd you feel? How are you vibing with that?
I gotta be honest, that was the easiest hosting gig. If that's all she had to do, she came out on night one.
She wasn't even there on night two. And she was like, "Fuck that!" I'm
reading some lines off of some cue cards.
Clearly.
And then they panned to her in the crowd one time, and that was it. Yeah. El Juggalo is in the house as well. What's up?
Easy payday, Dustin says. Yeah,
dude, easiest hosting gig in wrestling history, I would imagine. Name somebody
pretty good.
I mean, keep getting them checks, Cardi. That's all I'm going to say. More power to you. But I definitely would have used her in a little bit more capacity. I was surprised that there wasn't like a moment where like Chelsea Green came out to interrupt her or something, or you just did something kind of fun with Cardi B and somebody else just for funsies. But maybe there's probably more to it than it'll probably be covered on an Unreal.
Yeah, I would think.
And Cardi B refused to put anybody over.
Yeah, I think it was Dustin. He said it earlier. He was like, he assumes that the Seth Rollins cash in will be a big part of season 2 of Unreal. And I'm like, yeah, I assume though, probably.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We're like, it's going to be covered on Unreal. We'll
yeah.
For the doctor.
So, all right. So I guess now that we know that Seth cashed in, he is the new champ. How did you feel about how they did it? Because now we know that they made a fake injury, look legit. They didn't stop a match, but they cut a match real short. They gave a win to, they made it look like it was a legitimate, oh God, he blew out his knee again in real life injury.
Yeah.
And then again, at first, like I said last week when we were making picks, at first I thought he was really injured. And I was like, yep, that stinks. That's a bummer. But then them mentioning and talking about it as much as they did, I was like, I'm not buying it now. There's 2 in our face. It's 2 on the nose. How do you feel about it?
I got worked.
But how do you feel about it? Because there were some wrestlers in the back that got worked. They didn't even know.
I felt like it was well done. Like I was like, okay. It brings me back to, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast. He had Cody on while I was doing.
Did you listen to that whole thing?
Yeah, I did. While I was doing yard work, and Cody was like, people are upset about the Unreal stuff and how they're pulling back the curtain and blowing kayfabe out the water. And he goes, but if we're willing to show you this, what are we not showing you? And then that's when I was like, oh, so I'm focused solely on all the stuff they are showing me, and I'm not really thinking about Seth. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to work us with a fake injury, will they? And then boom, they did it. And I was like, well, good for you. And CM Punk played it really well. He was crying. He was having, and then that music hits and then Seth comes out. And then I love the part where he just walks back like he's not going to cash in because he's just messing with CM Punk. Yeah. And then he rips the cast off and the crutches and he goes down there and takes care of business. And he's your new world heavyweight champion of the world. And even Becky Lynch was back there going, see, told you, were my tweets misleading? They need to get together on screen.
You think so?
They keep talking about each other in every promo they do. At least Becky's side of it. She's always talking about her hot husband. I don't know what. Just slide
Well,
her over there and just make it this just insanely power couple leading this
Well,
group of shoe
yeah.
thieves and super spray tan guys.
I would love if Becky Lynch was in that group. I would absolutely love it. I think that group could use it, to be honest with you. That would be great. I would love to see Becky and Heyman go back and forth with each other. I think it would be really good.
Yeah.
I would very, very much enjoy that. Then we get to night 2, and it opens up with, and I thought night 2 overall was a far superior night, with the exception of what I'm sure we're going to
You
spend a lot of
did?
time on at the end. Yeah, I mean, look, I liked a lot that was on night 1. I really did. Like, I thought everything on night 1 was fine to good, and I thought the main event and the cash-in was great. I thought night 2 was pretty great throughout until what happened after the main event ended. So
I felt like night 2 was fine. I just really don't understand why it turned into SummerSlam Extreme Rules.
what do you mean?
Every match was a no DQ or a
Yeah, I
screw
mean,
guy.
but that's what that most of them were booked that way, though.
But none of them were booked that way in night 1. Spread it out. It did it did a grave injustice to Becky and Lyra to have to follow that TLC match.
Oh, listen,
And then the steel cage match followed Becky and Lyra. It's like it just move them around a little bit, and then they stand on their own a little bit more because there's no chance in hell that those 2 matches were going to live up to that car crash. That's all I'm saying. I didn't hate it. I just was like, you can't do the same. There was 2 matches in a row where there was bondage problems with handcuffs and zip ties. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
We just saw that in the last match. Move that steel cage match to Saturday, and it might hit a little better. That's all.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I would have flipped Dom and AJ and Becky and Lyra. That would have been what I would have done personally. But yeah, it starts out with the triple threat, which was a very good triple threat with Rhea, Io, and Naomi. And we see Naomi retain.
Yeah.
Sullivan, I agree. You never want to have bondage problems. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you.
Was there a safe word?
Listen, let's take it easy with what we're about to talk about here.
Falafel.
You know? So I thought the opening match was good. I listen, Io and Rhea can just, they can wake up and have a good match with each other. And like in their sleep, probably they could.
My only issue with that match was that if Rhea's main focus is finally beating Io and getting the job done, don't be friends with her during the match.
That's fair.
I get it. You're both faces, but
she did give her like an avalanche riptide to try to beat her
for sure. But for the first like half of the match, they were focused solely on just beating up Naomi, and I'm like,
that's fair.
It's like you need to just get in there and take care of business and not be doing this thing with Io. Like, save that for behind the scenes, the backstage. Save that for TikTok. Don't do that in the middle ring. You got work to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
You ain't ever beat her.
Yeah.
Come on, Rhea. I love you. Do your thing. Beat her. Just beat her.
Yeah. So, Rhea and Io start, Naomi gets taken out of the match for the last handful of minutes, and we get Io and Rhea kind of one-on-one again, and Rhea does hit an avalanche riptide, and it looks like Rhea is finally going to beat Io for the first time and win the title back, but Naomi slides in. She rolls up Rhea, has the tights. 1, 2, 3. Naomi wins. This wasn't the exact spot of when someone hits a finisher and they just throw them out of the ring and pin. It was,
it's pretty damn close. It's the same thing.
And this is not just a WWE thing. This is a pro wrestling thing. That's becoming too common of an ending to these triple threat matches, guys. We need to, every so often that's cool, but I feel like the majority of triple threat matches I've seen over the last 2 months, that's how it ends. Is somebody hits a finishing move, then somebody slides in and throws that person out of the ring and just covers for it. It's like, okay. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I just don't think they have any other ideas on how to do it.
I mean, figure it out. Figure it out. But yeah. Then we had this TLC match, and goddamn, man, I don't even know where you begin. I don't even know where
all
you
you
begin.
have to say, it was an absolute car crash. Everybody took a spot where they almost died. The ladies absolutely showed out. R.I.P. to Candice LeRae, who
that spot through the ladder was gnarly.
absolutely took a spot. That was insane.
Yeah.
And Wyatt 6-1 because they have more people than the other people. Boom.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was nuts. Everybody took a crazy bump. I don't think there's one team where you can go, they phoned it in. They all.
Yeah. That match was wild.
Yeah.
That was a wild match.
That might be recency bias, but that might end up as one of the best TLC matches of all time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously the Dudleys and the Hardys at Bound for Glory are gonna, crush it out of the water. But
I don't know if they're gonna live up to that. No offense to the Dudleys, maybe not.
Bro, we might. I don't even know. The fact that I'm seeing that match live, is crazy. Those are all old men.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's gonna be good, but it ain't gonna be like.
Is it though?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be good?
Maybe. I'm hopeful.
I will say it's probably gonna be entertaining.
I stay hopeful.
Good.
I go into these things hoping for the best.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Then we had Lyra and Becky, and this match was very good. But the crowd would not have told you it was very good.
No.
Because they
said it's gonna suck.
Yeah, they were very quiet during this match because they had just witnessed one of the greatest TLC matches of all time. And then you give them this really, really good, just straight wrestling match, and they're all coming down from what happened before. But nonetheless, the match itself was very good. I'm convinced that these two cannot have a bad match together. However, towards the end of the match, early on in the match, Lyra Valkyria, because it was no DQs and no countout, and this match actually, it was a good match, but there was a lot more plunder than I thought there would be in this match. There was a lot of kendo sticks, and Lyra Valkyria, that was the biggest crowbar I have ever seen in my life. That was like a full body size crowbar.
Yeah, what would you even use that for?
Besides
murder,
a big truck, an 18-wheeler, maybe. I don't know. But she tries to hit Becky earlier in the match, misses. Then later on in the match, Becky takes control, and she gets the crowbar. And when she goes to hit it, but Becky had that new entrance music by the Wonder Years, terrific band, the Wonder Years, which it's going to take a little bit to get used to because her old song was a banger as well.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good song. The Wonder Years really. If you like pop punk, they are one of the best out there, period. So yeah, the song is very enjoyable. Go listen to the Wonder Years. Yeah. So Becky's about to hit Lyra with the crowbar, and we see Bayley pop out of nowhere. She grabs the crowbar, and Becky is trying to convince Bayley to hit Lyra. I believe she said, I was the reason you missed WrestleMania, but she's the reason you don't have a match tonight. She took your spot, hit her. Remember? And she was talking about the 4 horsewomen. She gave the symbol. She's trying to convince Bayley, and Bayley's doing her best to make it look like she's thinking about it. And she decides not to. And then her and Becky start brawling. And then Bayley gets taken out. And then Lyra's about to win the match, and she kind of knocks Becky into near the rope area. Bayley jumps on the rope and goes to hit Becky, and Becky ducks, and she hits Lyra right into the manhandle slam. Done. And Becky retains.
Which was a weird finish, which was odd.
So
for Bayley's side of it, it's odd. And I don't quite understand it.
Some people were predicting that Bayley could possibly align with Becky.
Yeah. But if you're not going to turn on Lyra, you're mad at Becky. You should be mad at Lyra because all she's done is talk shit to you for the last month.
I agree. Yeah, she
blew her up on Monday night too. Yeah. So at that point, I don't know why you got involved and why you helped Lyra out, but then ultimately cost Lyra because I don't know. That was a weird decision on Bailey's part. But the match was cool. Bailey, what are you doing out there?
Yeah.
Why? What was your motive? What was your motive?
Yeah. So Bailey costs Lyra this match. So now Lyra can't ever challenge for the IC title as long as Becky has it. On Monday during Raw, Lyra basically told Bailey to go to hell. She said, leave me the hell alone.
No, she said, I'm tired of being part of the Bailey Vortex. And there's another wrestler who gets called out for their Vortex. Maybe Bailey will finally be all elite.
Wow. What was that? Is that render of her from the Super Nintendo video game Raw?
Yeah.
So what that is that the Bailey character from WrestleMania, the arcade game?
Yeah, when I
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, when I downloaded it, it's not great.
Look at that. Look at that.
But yeah, she got called the Bailey Vortex, the Jericho Vortex. Maybe they become a tag team in AEW.
How about not? How about you keep Bailey away from that? All right. How about that? You don't talk bad about my Bailey life.
I didn't talk bad about her. Lyra talked bad about her.
Lyra
talked bad about her. I'm just doing my job and trying to put the pieces together.
You know?
Her and Jericho is a power team and the AEWs, they just take over? Yeah.
No.
You just
I would like maybe her and Mercedes to do that. I'd be all right with that.
Maybe.
They wanted to basically, if that happened. But then we get this cage match. I mean, this cage match happened. Not great. There was one spot in this match where Jacob Fatu ripped the handcuffs, and they didn't even show it on camera.
Yeah, they had to
they had to see it in a replay.
Circle back because they missed it. And
yeah, so
he didn't even show like any kind of real struggle. He just it's like, dude.
Yeah, this match stunk.
Well, yeah, because again, they were up against the TLC, the Bailey Lyra match that had all this chaos, carnage, all this random spots. So they tried to do more of a brawl inside the cage where there wasn't a ton of weapons. But that's not why you get into a steel cage. And then, of course, it's the wash, rinse, repeat of all of Soul. We need to get Jacob Fatu as far away from bloodline activity as absolutely possible, because his whole story, the entire time he's been there, has been circled around this. And it's just like, well, how much more can we do here?
Yeah.
It was a very big letdown for a match that I was pretty excited for.
Yep. Then we had the IC title. It was Dom and AJ. I got this one completely wrong. I thought AJ was going to win this damn title.
Well, you didn't call the Eddie Guerrero tribute match?
I loved it. I love that part.
I loved it. Yeah, it was awesome.
I thought AJ's attire looked awesome. I thought, did you see Dom when they were, whatever they call it now, the post show or whatever, when he saw the replay of AJ, he was in one of Eddie's cars, and his kid was with them, and his kid had the blonde wiffle ball haircut kind of thing that Dom had when he was little. He was definitely doing that on purpose. And when Dom was on the post show and they showed it, and he goes, "What is it? His kid? Oh, is it looking like Dom 2005? That's 2005 Dom there?"
No, I didn't see that.
And that was funny. That made me laugh. But yeah, and I thought AJ's attire ruled. Okay. So they have the spot where the Dom unhooks the turnbuckle. The ref goes over to fix it. He slides out. He does the Eddie move where he hits the ground, hits the mat with the chair, throws it at AJ, and he falls to the ground. And AJ goes, "No, not working on me." And he puts the chair around his neck and lays down. And I already was laughing. But then AJ, when he's on the ground, he does a leg twitch. He twitches his leg, and I lost my shit. I couldn't. When he did the leg twitch, I laughed uncontrollably at that spot. I thought that spot was tremendous.
Good time.
Doesn't work. And then eventually Dom gets the best of AJ, and Dom retained.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it. I was expecting AJ.
Yeah.
I picked AJ.
Well, he's still going for the IC title. He's not done with Dom yet. But
yeah.
Dom keeps getting it done. The boot thing was smart, well played on his part. And
Sure was.
still champ.
Dom might even be a double champ because this weekend, Saturday, he's in a fatal 4-way.
Oh yeah,
the AAA.
But they're not showing it
It's on
until
YouTube.
they're not showing it till the 16th.
Oh wait, so no, maybe it's just next week then.
Okay,
I got my weeks wrong. So it's a week from Saturday.
Yeah, because this Saturday's the 9th.
Okay, yeah. So a week from Saturday, Dom's in a fatal 4-way for the AAA heavyweight championship. And with that pop that he got there from not too long ago, I mean, I think I'm expecting him to win that match.
Yeah, there's some other match. Natty got a match. I think Raquel and Roxanne might have a match.
Speaking of Natty, did you get a chance to watch her match with Masha?
I did. I did watch Bloodsport on Saturday. It was awesome.
I heard it was great.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Natty, Bloodsport Natty rules.
Yeah, we need it on regular television.
Listen, when Becky on Raw Natty stepped to Becky on Raw and said she'd fight her, how much more would that have hit if it was Natty, low-key legend Natty from the Indies doing that? And then Becky goes, no, I challenge her. And then she points at Maxine. Instead, it's just I don't know why they don't do that, but it was awesome. Masha and her legitimately looked like they didn't like each other. They were busted each other up they were breaking all sorts of codes. Codes of honor that they have at Bloodsport. And so I hope they run it back. But yeah, Natty got the win. Masha been taking some L's in the Indies lately, man. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, she's
still your JCW World Champion. She beat Marcus Mathers, but yeah, she'll be.
I would think that once she is available, that WWE is probably going to try to take care of that.
Maybe.
And sign that up. She's been on NXT a few times. Like, I feel like she's definitely on their radar, clearly. The AAA show will be, I think it's at 9 p.m. Eastern on the 16th. They're going to be showing it. They're showing it in English and in Spanish on their YouTube. WWE's YouTube. It will be on Triple Mania. So
nice.
That'll be free to watch at 9 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. So
speaking of Bloodsport, though, the only WWE talent to take a loss was Ivar.
Yeah, who beat him?
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne fought on that.
Royce Isaacs beat him.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, right. Pete Dunne took on Jonathan Gresham.
See what happened with Gresham?
No.
He tweeted that like he had like a mini stroke or some shit. You didn't see that?
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, I don't want to speak out of turn because I didn't read. Like, I read the whole tweet, but I don't know much about it. But I'm pretty sure it was his Twitter and stuff. He had to get rushed to the hospital. He said he's taking like 2 to 4 weeks off to rest, and hopefully he'll be good to go. And yeah,
hopefully he's all right.
It seems scary. I didn't look too much into it besides the tweet, but it seems scary.
Him and Dunn had a good one. Get well soon, Jonathan Gresham.
You know, there are a lot of people starting to disrespect Pete Dunne like they've disrespected Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser, and saying that Pete Dunne awfully looks like that new Grande Americana fella that we've been seeing, or the imitator.
There's 3 of them now.
2 strokes, Scott said in the chat. He just read it. 2 strokes.
Get well soon, buddy. That's no joke.
Scary. He said he's only 37 years old. He's like, this was the last thing I thought I'd have to worry about it at 37.
Yeah,
Strokes.
Especially being,
like in that kind of shape.
Yeah, you wouldn't definitely be thinking about these either.
Yeah,
there's 3 Grande Americanos now.
Listen, there's only one real Grande.
Yeah,
Americano.
well, there's one. I'm assuming that there's Grande Americano, and these are his buddies. I don't think it's 3 Grande Americanos like everybody's tweeting out. Like I even tweeted out of it, but I think it's him and his buddies. Like, what's the word? What's the word for medium? El Medium Americano, and then El Paquito Americano, because they're smaller than El Grande Americano. So, an El Vente Americano.
Well, that's not. So, if we're talking the
tall is large, large is large.
Exactly. If we're talking the Green Giant in the coffee industry, technically, Grande is their medium.
20.
Even though
20 because it's 20
Grande
ounces.
Means big. Yeah, Paul Rudd. Even though Grande means big, Grande is their medium, and they do the Venti, which means 20 Makes no damn sense. But
El Vente
Yeah.
Americano is gonna rule.
yeah.
When we
What
get-
is what movie is that's not I Love You, man. What movie is that?
It's role models.
Role Models, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Just get.
I can't say that the best part of that movie, at least to me, is Ken Jeong. Oh yeah, because this time there were 3, and
Yeah.
I heard people saying Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Listen, I didn't see Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne out there.
Me
I didn't
neither.
see little guys are out there, so I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell you're all talking about.
I don't know either. I don't know why people are just so comfortable just throwing these names out there. Like it's a big,
It's a big
you know?
thing to say.
yeah, it's a big
somebody.
accusation. When what's his name? Fergie, right? Yeah, Fergie. Is that McLovin's name in that? Fergie?
Yeah, Augie.
Augie, that's right. When he's doing the thing at the end, the role play, whatever, and Ken Jeong is playing the king, and Augie's mom is played by Jane Smart. Is that her name right? Jane.
Sure.
Yeah. She goes, she goes, come on, Augie, like whatever. And she's like, and then he just yells like a bad word. He goes, shut up, and he like says a bad word that I'm not going to say on air. It is the funniest line in that whole movie. I laugh every time. Yeah, that's what Stifler, right?
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen that
Stifler's
movie in a while.
Yeah, that's a good.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. Paul Rudd, dude. What's your favorite Paul Rudd movie?
That's up there. I Love You, Man is super good. I think
Slapping the Bass, man.
Slapping the Bass. In terms of movies, he's like the star of, but his role in 4-Year-Old Virgins.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
always
probably
always a classic.
Anchorman, the first one.
I actually was quoting that the other day when it's like, that's love, man. She wants to go out and, hook up with a coke dealer. That's her journey, man. I'm not going to say what he really said, but that's her journey. That's love. I got to play the game.
It's a small role, but he's terrific in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, he's like, you sound like you're from London.
I stopped wearing a watch when I moved out here. That's cool, man. He's like, yeah, because my phone has like a clock on it.
Yeah. And he goes, sometimes, life gives you lemons, but sometimes you just got to say, fuck the lemons and bail. Oh, it's hilarious. It's such a great role.
Sometimes the WWE gives you lemons and people say, fuck the WWE and bail.
Let's get to it because we're here. We're at the main event, and it's a real shame because Cody and Cena, man, they had a banger here, man.
They had me.
They had a banger.
He had me saying thank you, Cena, at the end of this match,
this
and I
good.
am not a Cena guy.
This was real good. This was real good between Cena and Cody. It makes you think, why the hell did we get the match at WrestleMania that they could do this? They could do this, and you gave us that?
I think they had to do this because they
Holy
gave us that.
shit. Oh, Dinner for Schmucks. That's a good poll. Wow, I haven't seen that one in a while. That's with is that
not
Carell too?
His lines, his part knocked up is really good as well.
Oh yeah.
Your computer looks like it has chicken pox. Those are child molesters, you bum.
If I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'm gonna Yamo burn this place to the ground. I still say that at work from time to time. Like if
listen, I've been working here for 4 years, and I finally have the courage to walk in and tell you this.
Yeah. That if I hear
if you don't take that Michael McDonald DVD that you've been playing,
he just loses because he's been listening to that fucking Michael McDonald CD for every day for 4 years.
Oh, I'm gonna have
He's
to
been
dust
listening
that.
to
I'm
that.
gonna have to dust that off.
And he just walks right in there. I have the confidence to tell you today that if I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'm going to Yamo burn this place to the ground. And it is just, man, that is good stuff. That is good stuff. You know what wasn't good stuff?
Yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. Dustin, this was easily Cena's best match. This was Cena's best match in what, like a decade, maybe?
Well, he's a face now.
My God.
He's a face now.
Well, he turned babyface on Friday night, technically on SmackDown. Just cut a babyface promo.
But circle back, even so, I don't know how much of the pre-shows you watched. I actually had a pretty open weekend, so I kind of sat there and watched the pre-shows and kind of just prepared for whatever and was doing some clips and stuff. And all the panel the whole way through was like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You're telling me for 6 months you acted like this, and you say a couple lines on Friday, and I'm supposed to believe you're a good guy. So leading into the match, we weren't entirely sure what kind of Cena we're going to get, but he does come out to his theme song with actual like Titantron graphics and stuff. It's not just the black screen.
He's talking to Stu. He runs down.
Yep, he does the whole thing. So even that, you're like,
Yep.
okay, maybe he's working us. Then they kind of hugged at the beginning of the match, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
but hey, maybe he's still going to turn. And he didn't. He never broke. Everybody thanked him at the end, and then,
Well, I mean, listen, the match was just
it's great.
spectacular. They're kicking out of each other's finisher moves. Cody at one point kicked out of an avalanche AA.
Yeah, when he kicked out of that, I go, this is ridiculous.
So, like, Cena gives him 2 regular AAs and then brings them up to the corner. And the third one is a super AA off the frick
And
avalanche.
I think there was an
Cody kicks
STFU in there too.
There was.
Yeah, so he's just like
There
Super
was.
Cody. It's like Super Cody versus Super Cena. Who's going to break?
And then, he kicks out of multiple crossroads. Cena does, as you expect. And then at the end, Cody gives him the triple, the 3 in a row there. And he beats him straight up, which I think was the right call. Because I was one of those people that thought a double turn could happen here. Especially after Friday, I was even more confused, but I was like, I still think a double turn could happen, but they just had Cody beat him regular. And then you could hear Cody's in the ring. They bring the belt in, and Cody is about to go lift like the belt's on the mat, and Cody's about to go pick it up, and you can literally hear John Cena go, "No!" Or he goes, "Don't!" And then Cena got up and picked up the title and like gave it to Cody. They hugged. So Cena kind of put Cody over again. And then Cody leaves the ring. And the whole time I'm sitting there going, kick him in the dick. Cody's kicking him in the dick. I'm just going, kicking him in the dick.
Right.
Somebody's getting kicked in the dick. And it just didn't happen. Then Cody leaves. And he leaves Cena. And Cena in the ring, Cena was looking at Cody and he was like, that's all I got. He was like, that's all I got. I gave you the best I got. And then Cena's having this moment in the ring with the crowd. Everyone, you even said that you were saying, thank you, Cena. That's how good that match. And it was just a nice moment. It was his last SummerSlam. You could tell the emotion on his face. He was like, the crowd's chanting for him.
Should have faded to black.
And it should have just let him walk up the ramp to the crowd, giving that guy love. That's how that show should have ended. Just the crowd giving that guy his flowers and showing him just leaving. That's how it should have ended. But you hear the guitar riff, and Brock Lesnar's there. And listen, he got the biggest pop of the fucking weekend, man. It is what it is.
He did, yeah.
He gets a huge pop. He comes out. He circles the ring. Cena's acting like he doesn't know why he's there. He gets in there, F5s him, does his little yell. And that's how SummerSlam ends, is with Brock Lesnar returning and taking out Cena. And people feel all sorts of ways about it for good reason.
And if you feel a certain way about it, you're absolutely allowed to feel that way about it.
1,000%.
I'm not going to tell you you're right or wrong because those are your feelings on it. But I didn't feel great about it.
I don't feel great about it. I'm disgusted by it. It's disgusting.
We'll dive into it for like on the deeper end of it a little bit here, but even if we were to even leave all of that stuff out of it just doesn't make sense.
Well, Triple
it's
H,
not necessarily needed, and I know he said that that's the thing. And Triple H on the post show, because Triple H is like the king of taking credit when things are going.
When good things happen.
Yeah, when he's a fair weather, give me all the credit guy.
Yes.
He was real quick to be like, John wanted that, Cena wanted that. which to me says that that it's not the right decision.
Which Cena has been asked by other outlets, like, hey, what's the process been like? And he says that he doesn't pitch anything. He's openly said, I don't really pitch anything. They kind of run it by me, and I say, yeah. I go, yeah, no. And then you have AAA, exactly like you said. If everybody would have felt a certain way about that the other night and it went good, Triple H would have been like, I felt like blah, blah, blah. But he knew. And so he goes, well, this is what John wanted, as if that makes a difference. I love John Cena. But guess what? If that was John's call, dumb fucking call.
If it was John's call, you got to kind of. And here's the thing. I've listened to every side of it all week. I've read them. I've logged. He was named in that report 44 times.
Correct. An ongoing thing.
It's not.
And he's not independent. He's not. But still.
Yeah. And
44 times.
Everybody says WWE legal cleared him of any wrongdoing. That's WWE legal.
Yeah.
That'd be like my lawyer going, like, I think I got a case. I think we're going to win this. And then we go to court. We don't win.
Yeah.
But my lawyer said I was good. It's just not. It's an ongoing investigation. He's in the thing 44 times. There's a lot of. Go read it if you haven't. I'm surprised if you're a wrestling fan and you haven't yet. It's just a slap in the face to like. And I said, like, is this worth the goodwill that they were building up? They were building up some pretty goodwill with fans. They were on the right path, and then they hit us with this, with the Brock Lesnar return during an ongoing investigation. They hit us over the head with the Hogan tributes this weekend. They showed pictures of Vince McMahon during those. It's almost like they're going, we're untouchable. What is that Mark Cuban line? He used to say, like, pigs get fed, but hogs get slaughtered. Like, if you get too comfortable, it can all, like, this is just one of those things where it's like, ugh, is this the right decision? For what short-term gain is this possibly? Yeah, he got a big pop. I think it was more of a, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing it. At least that was me.
That was like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I wasn't shocked that he was there. And at the, we were doing, on our buddy Josh on the Hive, we were doing a live watch along. I know you did a post show right after it here.
Yeah.
We were doing a watch along on the Hive, and, it was me, Josh, and Stuart. We did not have, in the moment itself, we were like, oh, like for like a split second, we were all like, whoa, like we were reacted to the moment, but It wasn't. And then it was just us being like, that is not, no. And all that stuff is valid. It's very valid. That's what makes it listen, it's an ongoing case. He's mentioned in it 44 times, like you said. And if you read it, there are things that are reported in there that are pretty gnarly and pretty not great. And I would at least like to know whether that stuff actually happened or not before I have to watch that guy on my television screen. I probably wouldn't want him back anyway.
Right.
But I mean, at least I could understand it to an extent if it went to court and they did what they, it went through the process and it came out that he had no wrong. I still wouldn't like it. It's just, it's disgusting. It's just, and like my thing is, and I see Maria, but like, how do the women on the roster feel?
Yeah. Because, and that's the thing too, like this woman worked at that company, right? For however you want to slice it, she worked there. Vince was paying her, and she ended up coming out with all these allegations and accusations about what happened to her when she worked there. And they're just like, we're not even going to let due process go. We're just going to bring this guy back while he's in this investigation for whatever reason. And we're not even going to bother with it. And it's just like, and then, the deal with it, you can't cancel them thing. Like, and they're doubling down on it. Here's the other thing that it did. And I don't know if you saw this or not, JPJ. I saw this because I also cover the independent wrestling scene as well. That moment sparked Joey Ryan's return. His potential. Jimmy Havoc all of a sudden was trying to return. And then the guy that was trying to bring Joey Ryan back in his comment thread said, "Ask Brock Lesnar about it," because people were like, "That's gross, dude. Why are you bringing it back?" And they're like, "Well, Brock." So it's just you're the top company. You should be setting the example for this, not be part of the problem. You should be like, we don't want those people in our company. If he is found to be in trouble for the things that he's alleged to be in trouble for, if he got off and they realized, hey, it was all Vince and it wasn't Brock and it was more, but yeah, it's just wrong. And then the Joey Ryan thing, that was gross too. And they ended up folding that. And he didn't get his flight out, which I thank God. But we don't have room for this stuff. Like, it's just, it ruined what was a good moment. Now we're all going, all right, so now we have to deal with this guy. Yeah. And I feel for anybody today, like Drew, like Drew said today, if he just can't watch anymore. I get it. Yeah. It's been a weird week a while. Like even Monday, I was kind of like, do I really feel like watching today? Like I did.
Yeah, I was definitely. By the time Raw ended, I was definitely wrestling out.
I didn't even watch it.
In particular, I was WWE'd out for the weekend. And again, like, however you want to feel about us, however you want to feel about it, there are people that feel, and I feel disgusted and angry about it, and I think it's ridiculous. And like Ophelia and Maria just said, like the Heyman stuff. Which
we didn't.
I love them. I love Paul Heyman. Like I love Paul Heyman. He's one of the all-time greats. But for him to, whether he's leaning into it on his character or not, for him to say like, "Well, he's back, so deal with it," and you're not going to be able to cancel him. It's like we're not talking about.
But even in character, what do you have to do with Brock Lesnar right now? You're with Seth, my guy, and saying the phrase "you can't cancel him." You're telling the public. This dude's untouchable. He can do whatever he wants. We're not, and that's the wrong message to send. Like, to say this guy's uncancelable, you can't do it. Like, oh, so he could do. So, what are you trying to say? Like, don't say that. It's gross. It's just gross. It's tough to back it. It's tough to go. It makes sense why he's back. It doesn't. Even from like again, I said it for what one match. Match with Cena.
And we can lean into that because if we take all of the stuff of why people are upset aside and we just look at it based on the wrestling show, I don't give a single fuck about seeing John Cena versus Brock Lesnar one more time. Their matches before sucked. What makes you think they're going to be good now? That Extreme Rules match they had, that match was not great. Like again, like and again, this is my list. John deserves his list. Although John didn't. This was I got here on.
Well, you look that up, Fernando. No. Yeah, the tribute was the right thing to do. Yeah. I just am speaking on the fact that I don't think we needed 4 of them.
Yeah, I have no problem with them.
And in the tribute, though, they were sneaking.
They did show Vince, which
they were sneaking Vince into those, and just coupled with all the other stuff that was, they're definitely telling us that, like, hey, that stuff wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
we're willing to put it on because they would never do that before.
No,
they wouldn't. They don't do that. Everything, and I said this. I believe I said this on Saturday or Sunday, whatever night. Everything the WWE does is by design. Every decision they make is for a reason. They don't just accidentally say things on screen or do things on screen or put things on their TV product. It's all part of some plan. It's meticulous, like how they do it. They are not going like, oh, we just snuck one of those in there. No, they're trying to tell us that, like, hey, yes, these guys mattered in the past, and there's because trust me, there's certain people they don't mention from their past.
Mm-hmm.
They don't bring that stuff up. So they pick and choose, and they're trying to tell us that, hey, the stuff that Brock did wasn't that bad. Vince, like, he was a foundational piece of this. Yeah, he was, but he's still a scumbag. They definitely just try, and so it was just one of those things where you definitely know, like, and that's Fernando. Well, I want to bring that up too, because that was one of the things. Like when Cena's retirement tour, we all had this. Has he worked with any of these young guys that we were all like he should work with so and help? It hasn't worked with any of them.
Yeah. It's been the greatest hits of Cena.
Which is fine, but
yeah, again, like when Cena announced this, when I was making my list of matches I wanted to see Cena have, Brock Lesnar wasn't on that list. I don't think really. Again, if John asked for
I didn't even think about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, if John asked for it, that's one thing. But I don't think anybody was really asking for Cena and Brock one more time. I just think it's unnecessary. And then when you add in all the other things that we already discussed, I think it's just downright scummy. I think it's scummy and it's disgusting to me.
And I'm not trying to be edgy or cool or like say the right things here. I honestly haven't thought of Brock Lesnar in a wrestling sense since he left. I've not sat and watched my TV and went, yeah, this would be a good spot for Brock to come back. Oh, I wonder if Brock's going to like Brock Lesnar is what Brock Lesnar is. He comes back. He wrestles one, maybe at max during his peak 4 times a year.
Yeah.
They're the same match every time. He can't talk on the mic by him, so he needs a mouthpiece, and Heyman's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, and then you add the reports to it, and it's a slap in the face to everybody that's like, and it sucks for the talent on the roster because, like you said at the jump, it was a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
2 good shows, big weekend, great shows, great matches. Everybody outside of a couple just clunky things that weren't even that bad. Like if we're splitting hairs, right? Like I don't think when I said the Solo and Jacob Fatu match sucked, I don't think it was like the worst match I've ever seen. It just wasn't a bad spot on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we talking about? What's everyone talking about? That moment at the end of SummerSlam, for worse, mostly for worse, there are some people that are digging their heels in the sand and being like, he didn't do nothing wrong and it's fine, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying, like, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about anything else. And was it worth it? I don't know. I guess we'll see. They did mention it on Monday, him coming back. And then Cena's going to be live on Friday. Tomorrow night, he'll be live on SmackDown. So I wonder if he'll mention anything or if we'll see anything happen there.
I would assume.
But it just was like, that's what we're talking about is you brought back a super polarizing figure earlier than you should have because the investigation is ongoing and a sexual assault investigation, basically telling everybody. And then you basically said he's uncancelable and he's cleared by us. We cleared him. What does that mean? Ugh, it's gross. If you don't have a feeling about, if you feel good about that, I don't know what to tell you. But if you feel good about that, I mean, you're allowed to have your own opinion.
Yeah.
I don't have to agree with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. It's not
great. As Fernando says, do you think TKO has the grapefruits to bring back Vince? If you would have asked me this last week, I would have said no. But never say never. And like I said, up until this point, in any other tribute they did, they never mentioned Vince. They didn't show pictures of Vince. They did in the Hogan one, they absolutely did, which means they're like, hey, they're testing the waters. They're getting you reacclimated to it. I don't think that's conspiracy theory stuff. I think that is if you watch the show, because well, you didn't need to show that picture. You didn't. I think they're doing for Cena's last match. He thinks they will. Or affiliates.
That will not go. If in Boston, that will not go. That will not go over.
Yeah, that would be. Well, like again, I don't know, but the company is, they're operating on. We're untouchable right now. We're,
Oh yeah.
We're at the top. We're in the White House. We're WWE and we're in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like. I kept seeing that meme floating around where it was like Triple H doing the fake speech when he was DX, the censorship speech.
Yeah.
And now he's he's rubbing elbows with the president. Linda McMahon is on the board of education. So their TKO is completely operating in the sense that, like, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
And
100%. And Scott mentions it in the chat, but on this post show they were doing, Triple H is on there. The crowd is clearly chanting, "We want Cross." Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Chanting, "We want Cross." And Triple H goes, "Oh, you wanted Brock? Well, you got him. You got Brock." And it's like, in the moment, everyone's making fun of him, like, "Oh, Triple H is an idiot. He can't hear." And I'm sitting there going, is he really an idiot, or is he just saying that because there's nobody's going to – they're not getting questioned anymore. But
they're going to troll. He's trolling.
They're in control of what happens now. That one of these things with the press conference is getting canceled. And I get it. A lot of people are going to say, well, they ask stupid questions and blah, blah. Yeah, some of those questions, I get it. But we've been in those rooms. There are legitimate questions asked in those rooms by legitimate people, respectable people. And nobody, you can't answer the hard questions when you don't allow anybody to ask them. And you control your own narrative, and now they control their own narrative. They are going to tell you exactly what they want you to believe, exactly what they want to tell you, and there is no scenario where they will be pushed back on or questioned about it because they've eliminated that from what they're doing. They didn't want it. Triple H did not want to answer questions about a dumbass decision of bringing this guy back. So they made it seem like, oh, yeah, we're just getting rid of him. And then whoop-de-doo, less than 48 hours later, you bring back this fucking guy. No wonder. Yeah, all the decisions. And we've been in those press conferences, and we've been fortunate enough to do that. And anybody that's ever asked, they don't tell you what to ask or what you can't ask or what you can't say. I think there was one particular wrestler that we interviewed that they said you're not allowed to ask about this certain person, but it was more because that wrestler was contracted somewhere else. Yeah. You guys can put the pieces together on that. But they've always said just ask what you want. So, when you get there, like, and I have to imagine some people were probably going to ask, like, hey, Brock coming back, that's quite a decision. What came to, and then Triple H is PR trained. He knows how to work. Some of the time he answers terribly. Right. So he was probably like, I could try to, because if he doesn't give an answer, that's giving an answer. Right. So he knows, like, if I give a bullshit answer to these questions, people are going to read into it and it's going to look worse than it does. And if I, certain people ask the question and I don't answer it and I give them they're probably like, listen, let's just not do it this go around and for a while. And it's not a great look. If you're going to make those decisions, be at least willing to see if the questions will get asked. I know sometimes those post shows are fun and they're a good time. And a lot of the questions can be, just easy layup questions, but some people do ask. And of course. You take that out. I don't know. Hey. Not great. It just was all kind of a weird look, kind of weird decision. But TKO's gonna TKO. Now they're taking more money out of your pockets. Yeah. Hey. So before we kind of talk a little bit more about that and some other stuff. So obviously, we talked about what Triple H said at the post show, that he hinted that Cena asked for this. Yeah. So John was interviewed by New York's #1 street journalist, Adam Glynn. I don't know who that is, but all right. Yeah. You've heard of him? You heard of him? I happened to stumble across the TikTok of his. I didn't see the full interview, but I definitely saw him. So he just basically, like, it's is it like Billy on the Street kind of stuff? It's staged where it looks like Cena and he'll, hey John, quick question, and then he'll answer a couple questions. You ever watch Billy on the Street? I did. Oh my God! Who is this kid? For a dollar? Name a woman. Name a woman, and they stand there. They just go, name a woman. Any woman will do. And she doesn't do it. He goes, "Fine, I'm out of here." Dude, so good, so good. But yeah, so that guy caught up with Cena The video was posted on August 5th. So yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday? No, Tuesday. August 5th was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Asked him for his thoughts on a potential match with Lesnar and what was going through his head when Brock showed up at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. Cena replied, I've been saying the same thing for 25 years. They deal them, I play them. I'm just really excited. We've got like 12 of these things left. I think SummerSlam was an indication from the audience where everybody kind of knows we're closing our book. And just because I close my book in December, that doesn't mean the WWE closes its book. They got to continue their programming going forward. So they're just trying to make the most exciting shows for the fans and for the dozen of them I got left. They deal them, I play them. That's what he said. So that to me is him still being a company guy. Didn't throw anybody under the bus. Didn't say it's not me. But that was him basically saying like, hey, man, they deal. They tell me what to do and I do it. That's what that is. So that was him kind of saying, nope, they pitched that one to me and I said I was cool with it. I guess.
Mick Wigan going, name your final opponent for $1.
Yeah, exactly. For $1.
Well, here's the thing. In complete and utter just WWE storyline sense, if you want to turn John Cena heel or face, there's no quicker way to do it than have Brock Lesnar be his opponent, because that dude's hardly ever a face. And then in the interview sides of it, John just being like, because if John Cena comes right out and goes, yep, I asked for this. This is who I wanted. I wanted Brock Lesnar. I asked them to do this. He's going to get dumped on in the media, and him going, well, they deal the cards. I play the cards that they deal. He did he didn't take ownership of it because he's a face now. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of them things. I don't understand it from the storyline sense from a company. It's just not a great look if you're trying to clean up that image and trying to, you just had Evolution. You had an all-women's pay-per-view. You touted up the women. You had all these women absolutely crushed it on SummerSlam. I don't think any of the women participation in SummerSlam had, I think it was all great. And then you're just like, here's this guy that maybe did something, maybe he didn't. We're still trying to figure it out. It's still an ongoing legal battle, but we're going to bring him in because John Cena wanted him. So if that's even the case, then John, what are you doing, man? Like, yeah. Like if John Cena did ask and they're like, yeah, this is all John's decision. Like, first of all, who runs the company? Second of all, John, if that's true, what the hell, man?
Yeah, read the room, brother.
Read the room and be like, maybe you know what? I don't need that in my last 12 days. It's not something I need.
Yeah, it's just you could have done anything. You could have done anything. You could have done Drew McIntyre. Could have done. I mean, a lot of people are saying that his last match might be against Gunther now. That's a good opponent for his last match, if you ask me. I'm good with that. Yeah. You can say Gunther retired John Cena and Goldberg.
Get in the IC title.
Yeah,
mix it up with Dom
and Sheamus one more time. Fight Dom. Fight Finn Balor.
AJ Styles.
Go after Seth one time. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's just not necessary. There are a dozen, if not more, other people that myself, you, and most of the fan base would be more excited about seeing him fight one of these last 12 dates than that guy. And you got the big pop in the moment, but for all the shit, and rightfully so, for all the shit you're getting now, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it?
And if I'm sitting here if I was sitting here in January, Cena just had his last match. We're heading into the Royal Rumble. He retired, and I'm looking back at this past year of Cena's retirement tour because I've said from day one that this year in WWE is kind of an oddball.
It's an anomaly.
It's an anomaly because you have this weird.
It's just a weird thing we have.
This weird retirement tour with all these weird turns that they have. But either way, if I'm sitting there, and I'm being honest, this isn't a prisoner of the moment thing. I wouldn't have looked back on it and go, oh, damn, he didn't wrestle Brock. This was a waste. Like, it wouldn't have never came up for me because that's just not something. We got the Punk match that I really liked, and he was supposed to work with some of these. There's plenty of people on the roster that he could have worked with, and we got the Rock stuff, and I don't know. It just, I don't think we needed it. Whether I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah.
A Cena, Dustin saying a Cena and Dom match would have been fun. Hey, listen, I want that IC title. And hell, having Dom figure out a weird Dominic style way to put one over on Cena wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Cena doesn't have to win everything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there was options there. And then, Cena's last run was just a rehash of past matches is very lame. Right. And Brock Lesnar being one of them would have been, is not the greatest thing in the world.
No.
Yeah, and McWigan, you're not wrong. They definitely didn't do Evolution justice, but if you watched the pay-per-view, it was well done, and they were, that was a whole. We're touting how how far women have come in the business and how much we care. That's the message they're putting out, and then they do the Brock stuff and go, yeah, we actually don't care.
Yeah. All right, so that all happens, SummerSlam, all that stuff, Again, I thought a good weekend overall, and then, then the ESPN stuff where you're spending money. Well, yeah, so now I have this. I have kind of more details and everything. So the ESPN announced, WWE and ESPN announced a deal that will bring the former's premium live events to a new direct-to-consumer streaming service being launched by ESPN. The new service, simply called ESPN, launches on August 21st of this year. Today's announcement, or the announcement doesn't specify when in 2026 the move to ESPN for WWE occurs, but the press release mentions WrestleMania 42, and many have pointed to that as the potential kickoff for the deal.
I'm surprised the Rumble's not, because the app itself launches 2 weeks.
Yeah, August 21st, right? Something like that.
Right before college football season, because college football starts on the 23rd.
Yeah, and the NFL is going to be on it, so they want you to be ready for the NFL as well, because they got Red Zone and all sorts of shit on there. So it says, speaking of the ESPN, subscribing to a tier that includes them in your cable or satellite provider will get you free access to the new DTC offering, at least at first. While ESPN hasn't said anything yet, if you've followed the evolution of streaming or really any consumer technology, the free period never lasts very long. So we'll see there. And then it said PLEs. It said select PLEs will simulcast on an ESPN linear network. So I wonder how that'll work.
ESPN
so maybe
2, the
if they did WrestleMania's 2, let's just say SummerSlam's 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
Could night 1 be on the DTC, like the app, and then night 2 is actually on ESPN, like a Sunday night ESPN major event?
They don't have baseball. They won't have baseball anymore unless they've reopened that deal. Baseball's moving off of. I don't think Sunday Night Baseball's a thing. So yeah,
I'm just thinking, could it be things like that?
We have to understand they got ESPN, they got ESPN 2, they got ESPN News, they got ESPN Classic, they got ESPN U,
and they even announced, WWE announced things have come out over the last little bit that said starting next year there's going to be even more 2-night pay-per-views.
Yeah,
so maybe that's a way. Anyway,
gross. I'm not a fan.
I agree. If you don't get ESPN on cable or satellite, the new DTC service will cost you $29.99 per month or $300 annually. The service will also include all of ESPN's traditional channels, which is ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, SECN, ACCN, ESPN News, and ESPN Deportes, and sports broadcasts that air on ABC, ESPN Plus, and other Disney-owned platforms. So there's a lot of channels. But here are the details, though. Per the Wall Street Journal, ESPN will pay WWE $1.6 billion over 5 years for domestic PLE rights. Peacock was paying $200 million, so obviously that's a big upgrade for WWE. It says it doesn't include the rest of the library that Peacock was getting. That, according to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, who reports ESPN will have replays of PLEs that it airs or streams live. ESPN is also getting the PLE pre- and post shows. There are plans for SportsCenter to air from select PLE sites. So there's that as well. It says regarding U.S. rights to the rest of WWE's library, believes that Netflix will be very interested in bidding on that. So maybe the whole thing ends up, the library goes to Netflix.
That'd be cool.
That might be all right. That would be the worst case
Scott's
scenario.
saying the MLB is giving ESPN an opportunity to come up with a new plan. The door isn't closed yet.
Well, when there's a work stoppage at the end of next year because the baseball can never get out of its own fucking way, I don't think ESPN will want to keep them.
Yeah, and then Nick Wiggins, he's saying the people bringing up the old that we used to pay this price. Yeah, we used to, but we don't anymore. You're right. It's not a great argument because that's why you made it cheaper, was to get more people on board with buying it, and now you're lost the plot. You lost the plot.
It says that Netflix remains the source for all things WWE in most of the world outside of the U.S. If they add archival content domestically, it will be on top of their existing billion-dollar deal for Raw worldwide, blah, blah, blah.
How does that work? Why can't we get that?
I don't know.
Why is that? How is that? Like,
because they know they can fuck us more, so they just fuck us more. That's how it works in America. You know?
Basically, the WWE is like they took a car and they've stripped it down for parts instead of selling it as a whole. They're just like, here, take this, take this, take this.
Correct. Because they know we're all going to pay for all of it.
Yeah,
so
WWE
President Nick Khan said that the contract with ESPN is for 10 PLEs each year, held over 12 nights, with WrestleMania and SummerSlam being 2 nights each. Asked if Evolution would be included, Khan said they'd consider other shows and took the opportunity to plug Clash in Paris later this month. And then Khan also indicated that WWE isn't worried about U.S. subscribers following them ESPN despite a price increase for many. Quote, will the subs follow the product to whatever that new platform is? I think we've demonstrated to Peacock our subs will follow. They certainly all followed from the WWE network, and that
because it's the same price.
And that expanded the subscribership extensively with Peacock. And there's obviously other product at Peacock to watch, which our fans who subscribe primarily for us were able to sample. Same will be the case with ESPN. And then last little nugget here, it says ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro was equally bullish, saying in a press release, quote, WWE has an immense, devoted, and passionate fan base that we're excited to super serve on our new ESPN DTC platform. This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters our unprecedented content portfolio and helps drive our streaming future. So that is what it is. So it seems like 10 shows a year, Mania and SummerSlam being two nights will be on there. Select shows will also air on linear networks. So it sounds like there's a chance that a pay-per-view could go on ESPN or ESPN2 and be on like an actual linear network and not just like that would. Those 2-night shows, I feel like that would be what they are designed for. That one night would be on the app and one night would be on ESPN2.
Yeah.
Or ESPN or something like that. Again, listen, I agree with what everybody is saying, that the people that are saying, you know, well, we used to pay $50. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a fair argument, but I am one of those people that used to pay that every month.
But that was the model. That's all.
And that was the model. And again, I know it's not the same, but I still pay $50 a month, 9, 10, 11 times a year for aid. In a couple weeks, I'm going to drop $50 for Forbidden Door. And I don't bitch about, again, I understand and I think it's bullshit, but I also feel like, I don't know. I agree with what you said, though. It's the reason why it's bullshit is because we've been doing this model for so long because they wanted everybody to be able to afford to watch the shows. And now it's like, well, either you got to pay this or you're not going to be able to now.
So if you had the WWE network, you're a WWE fan, right? And it had WWE content on it, all sorts of content, all sorts of catalogs, all sorts of libraries. It was awesome. Then they're going to sell the network to Peacock for the same price. That's the thing. It wasn't like it, and actually Peacock was cheaper than the network. The network's $9.99. Peacock was $7.99. Unless you went premium, then it was $9.99. So not only did you get the WWE network, you got TV shows, movies, all that kind of stuff, live TV there as well. So you're like, well, okay, I'll go to Peacock. I'm paying a little less, and I can watch The Office. I can watch, Saturday Night Live or Law and Order. I can binge watch those things that I love. If you go to ESPN, that's all you're going to get is, do you care about the SEC network if you're a WWE fan? Most probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I
would think that they think a lot of people will care about the NFL and WWE, and that's too big.
Sure. That's probably what they're thinking for sure. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I got to figure out how I'm going to swing it because I care about those things. So I'll probably either get the app or end up just biting the bullet, getting YouTube TV or something. Because
UFC, I believe, is on ESPN Plus. I don't know if that'll be moving over to this. Are they moving all of ESPN Plus over to this, or is that going to be a separate thing?
Well, here's the deal with
that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with all ESPN Plus will be, I think, included in this. I also saw something today that for the first year, if you sign up for the ESPN app, you get Disney Plus, and Hulu's being absorbed into Disney, so Hulu's going away. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be a thing next year, so I don't know what happens with Hulu TV if that becomes Disney TV or whatever. But you get that plus HBO and all that. It's going to be like this massive bundle in one for like $30 for the first year, and then it'll probably be $60. But UFC is on ESPN Plus, but you have to pay $75 for.
Yeah, you got to still pay for the pay-per-views.
You still got to pay. Yeah, and that's what I think is worrying people is that's going to end up potentially being the business model for WWE because you're paying. You do have to pay for ESPN Plus. I have the Disney Hulu ESPN bundle package, so it's like $17 a month.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know how much standalone ESPN Plus is by itself, but if you're paying, that would suck. That's what people are worried about. You got to pay $30 a month and buy WrestleMania. They're going to realize WrestleMania is the one that people are going to buy.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Yeah, it would.
And if you're just a WWE fan, then it sucks for you. But if you're a sports fan, it's probably not the worst package in the world. You get everything that the TV
because I'm a big golf guy because I'm old. A lot of golf on ESPN Plus and in this app. There's going to be, I'm a big time sports fan. I'll watch any real type of sport if it's on TV and entertaining enough. I'm one of those guys. So it's clearly going to probably be worth it for me to get it, let alone, obviously I'm going to do it for the pay-per-views, but there's going to be plenty of other stuff I'll be able to find to watch on that app, especially if it's sports related. But still, NordVPN, any respectable VPN, you can change your location. You can say you're from not the United States of America, and everything's going to be on Netflix right there for you, nice and easy. And everything will probably be half the price when you're paying for pay-per-views and all this shit. So it's, I don't know. It's just I try my best to separate certain things that go on from the show because, listen, I hated that guy coming back. I'm disgusted by it, like I've said. I think it's unnecessary, and it made me feel terrible leaving that weekend with that image as the end of it. However, I feel like that moment didn't take away from how good I thought Becky and Lyra was, or how good I thought, you know what I mean? I feel like I try my best and I do a good job of separating certain things. And it's totally cool if people don't or can't and whatever. I'm not saying anything, but the last month or so, and this goes all the way back to them starting to counter program AEW the way they do. And this has been kind of happening slowly over the last little bit here. It just feels like the last couple weeks, they're all of a sudden just open up your mouth, open the fuck up. And they're just ramming it down our throats.
Yeah.
But I haven't liked a lot of things that have been going on, but I still find enjoyment in watching the shows because the people that I see for the most part on my TV screen, they don't have anything to do with these decisions.
Right. And that's a great point. At the end of the day, Becky Lynch, was she in the room when they were bring back Brock Lesnar? No.
Yeah.
And I love and that's where this is tough. So the Boston Red Sox probably wouldn't bring in a
Excuse me?
problem. I'm just saying they're not bringing in a problematic person who's you're on paid administrative leave till we figure this out, right? We've seen some players in sports over the last few years get, hey, you had a dust up with the law here, you're sitting out until we figure this out. We're not playing you on a day-to-day, because it's not like it used to be where Kobe Bryant could go to, his trial and then still play in the game the same night. No, you just go sit it out. So what they're doing is, and it's tough to go, like, I don't want to support the company, but I love, these performers. Like, I loved Becky Lynch, CM Punk, it's tough to go. It's tough for people to understand that if you're still supporting it, they're on the side of just boycott the whole company. But I love the wrestling, man. I love those wrestlers, and I don't think Tiffany Stratton had anything to do with what went down.
Yeah.
This weekend. I don't think Dominic Mysterio had any clout in decide. It's just like, so I don't know what to do. I got to be honest. I sat here this week and I'm like, man, it's tough to make content right now because I'm just not feeling it this week. But I also still understand that, like you said, separating the performers from it, like Seth Rollins probably had nothing to do with that. He had a hell of a moment. What am I supposed to go, oh, that sucked? Because I don't know.
Yeah. And that, I don't know. It's not, yeah, it's just kind of a,
it's disappointing that the company that employs people that we truly respect and love and support make decisions that seemingly are only in the best interest of them when they try to tell us it's in the best interest for us, but we're telling you that it's not. When you're sitting there and you're chanting, we want Cross, we want Ross, we want Cross, and you go, you want Brock, well, you got him. You're just fucking with us. You're just throwing it in our face. Yeah. And it does become tough, and it's unfortunate. And when there was a bunch of issues back, there's other places for these people to go and work now if they'd like to. So that's always nice. If, back in the day, like you were like, I got to kind of put up with it because there's only really one game in town. Now there's a few more games in town, and we'll see what happens there when it comes up to those things and how the women on the roster go, hey, yeah, do I want to work for this company?
Yeah.
Do I want to stay here with this company that if I had something unfortunate and horrific come up and it was in a lawsuit, they would bring the person in the lawsuit back and like nothing happened and then tell me he's not canceled? Oh yeah, maybe I'll go over here.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a bummer. It's tough. I've been torn all week, man. And I'm not just saying that. This isn't me just coming out here and going, I'm going to say what everybody else said. I listen to a few select people that I truly love and respect in this podcast game. I don't consume everything, so I don't know what everybody's saying, but like, yeah, I just don't know what to do. I'm like, I love it, but man, I'm going to keep watching, but I'm going to keep watching with this, like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like I said, Monday was tough. I was like, ugh, I'm watching, but I'm not like vibing. It's not. I should have been coming off a SummerSlam weekend going, fuck yeah, that ruled. Let's go Raw after SummerSlam, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think most of us are feeling that way, and I think it's okay to feel that way. Yeah. It's just, we'll see. I feel like for the first time in a while, I feel like I am getting tested. I'm getting tested for sure. Yeah. I feel like they're testing me with just the way they've been going, and, we'll see. And look at, like, I have had conversations with Drew, and he talked about it today on Firmly. I was having conversations with Drew all week about it because he reached out to me and he told me how he was feeling. And I said, yeah, I totally get it. I'm feeling not unlike you. Yeah. I just feel a certain way that, like, I know I'm not going to stop watching the product. I think there's a way for us to be honest with how we feel and be critical, but still cover the shows and do it in a way that's respectful, but gets our point across of how we're not feeling great about it. And we think it's gross and, and he was like, I get that, but I'm at a point where I can't do it. And I said, I understand.
Well,
and I know he's not alone. There's plenty of people that feel that way. And it's just kind of, I don't know. And we'll see where it goes, but it's just, I feel like it's not gonna be, I unfortunately couldn't have been on the show this morning because I had real shoot job work obligations, unfortunately, today. But I did watch the show, and I did think that Drew did a great job. He explained his rationale. He explained how he was thinking. He was very complimentary of both of us, of Spencer, of everybody here at Love Wrestling. He said it wasn't easy for him, but he's just feeling a certain way about it, and he's well within his right to do. And I feel the way on a lot of the things that he feels. I just know that, I'm not going to stop watching at this moment. And, we decided to make the decision that we made, and, firmly is going to go away for a little bit. There's not going to be a show here on Thursday mornings anymore, like for at least a little bit until we figure something out. But and that's strictly because it had been building, but the Brock Lesnar thing was the straw that broke the and
when I started this decision to get into content creation, whatever you want to call it, I said, I'm going to keep doing it until it's no longer fun. And to anybody that's reached that point this week and said, this is no longer fun for me, it's becoming more of a, and Mick Wiggin over there, he put in a lot of things in that, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff and it's hard. And there's certain content creators that don't cover the Saudi shows because of that. They don't stream them, and they stream everything else. And however you wanted to feel today, if you said, I'm out, I'm good, I'm done, I get it. I completely understand. I hope that that's not the case, and that maybe you navigate to, there's a ton of great local indies probably in your area. There's a lot of independent wrestling on TV. There's AEW if you're wanting to give that a whirl. I mean, TNA is under the TKO umbrella, so maybe you're not vibing with TNA, but it is a different vibe over there for sure. There's a lot of good talent there, but yeah, it's just, it's a bummer to lose a guy like Drew. It's a bummer to lose anybody in the wrestling space. I hate the fact that we're talking about people leaving wrestling because of stuff that went down this weekend, because I'm of the ilk that we need more wrestling people in the IWC for better. We need more positive people. And if, a certain company is taking the positive people and turning them away, well, that's a bummer. Hopefully the people, Drew included, find something. Scott said he wishes there was a way that you guys could just do AEW. Maybe there is. Maybe you guys can figure that out. Maybe he just needs a break and whatever. I hope that happens, because we need more good people in this space. And it's a bummer that they're leaving because of decisions that just are very short-sighted. It was for a moment and it didn't quite hit. And the pop was huge, but I don't know. I don't think he was getting cheered out the building. I think it was more of a shock pop than anything, because that's what they were going for. I saw all the reactions to it. And Dan Brown's in the house. Shout out to Dan. We told him last night on Dynamite Up. Congratulations, brother. Had his baby. Was able to do the post show with me and then had a baby the next morning. Good for him.
Oh, yeah.
Hells yeah. But here we are. Drew is fantastic, Scott. I love Drew probably more than Drew loves me. He's amazing. He's fantastic. Hopefully he, whatever he decides to do, he's good to go. But I don't know. I don't know what more we could say. I mean, we could say, fuck MVP. Sorry.
Oh, well, okay.
Awesome. I finally saw the full video last night of Speedball and MVP.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know,
Ophelia, that's losing more diverse voices sucks. That also is true. We need more diversity in this sport. We need more people with differencing of opinions and things that they bring to the table. And yeah, it's just a bummer all around.
Yes. So for anybody that doesn't know, last night we actually had a pre-beards between two beards as this fella joined me over on Body Slam for Dynamiked Up, the post show that I do every Wednesday over on Body Slam after AEW Dynamite. Jose on the air was Scott. You know.
That's funny. That's funny. Dan's wife had the baby, but yeah, I hope he's healing up too. But yeah, we did the post show. I was on Body Slam, brother. Thanks for having me over there. That's why we haven't talked a ton of Dynamite tonight, because we talked all of it last night over on Body Slam. So if you want to check out our full thoughts, go over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went in detail about Dynamite. We thought we both liked Dynamite last night, but yeah, you can go catch that. You can go catch that replay over on bodyslam.net once we finish up here in 5-10 minutes or so. But yeah. I mean, I don't know how much more we can dive into the stuff. I mean, I feel like we talked it through. I feel like you and I are on the same page about how we feel about it, where we're still we love wrestling. And again, this doesn't mean that you don't if you feel strong, but
yeah, nobody's
we're still gonna watch it. We're still gonna whatever. And if things change over time. Again, like I said, I haven't felt great about a lot of the things they've been doing over the last handful of months. I think, being involved with Tony Hinchcliffe and Andrew Schultz and kind of those comedians that lean, one way or the other. And then you do the White House stuff and you're canceling media stuff and, you're gouging your prices of tickets so the regular fan can't go to a lot of your shows. You're trying to corporatize your stuff, the on-screen stuff that bothers me. Every match is sponsored by something. There's 15 minutes of video packages before it just feels like it just doesn't feel like I'm watching a wrestling show anymore. It feels like I'm watching this. I don't even know. And then you add on top of this where they're just making these decisions. It's just unfortunate, and it is what it is. But, it's not the first, in my opinion, it's not the first, kind of dark cloud of stuff I've had to watch through. There's been a plenty. And you just got to hope that, this is, I don't know. know. So it is what it is. I saw Peggy say that they're doing a King of the Hill. They're going to put King of the Hill on the wrestling mat for SmackDown next week in Boston. Next week's
you going?
Tomorrow, probably not. They don't give media shit anymore. But next week's SmackDown is in Boston at the Garden. John Cena, I do not believe, is advertised for it, which is insane when you think about it.
The Garden.
Which tells me that if he's not advertised to be there, which I believe he isn't, because he's filming that movie for Netflix, the only time he's going to be in Boston this year is going to be on that Saturday night's main event. They're in Boston twice, and he ain't going to be there for one of them. That's insane.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's where I stand. I'm not thrilled. I'm a little disgusted with everything that happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel that way probably for a while. I hope it doesn't get worse, because I feel like if it gets worse, things could change on my end as well. However, I've been watching wrestling a long time, and there's been dark clouds over certain segments of the time of me watching wrestling that were even, as dark as this. And we got through it. And I'm hopeful that we can this time, and it doesn't continue to go down and slide further down into the path that we're seeing. So hopefully this is a one-off. We just get the match with him and Cena, and then he can go back to Canada on the ranch or wherever the fuck he wants to go. I don't think he needs this. I don't think we need him. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
I bet his price tag is hefty too.
Oh yeah. So that's about all I got tonight, Pluggo. I don't know if you got anything else we didn't talk about that you wanted to discuss, but I mean, I feel like we kind of.
No, that was the main. I definitely want to shout every single person out in the chat tonight. Everybody kept it respectful. That's what I love about you guys when we have to do these shows that have a little bit more of a tougher conversation than what we like to do, because we like to have fun on these shows. You guys have kept it super respectful. All of your opinions are valid and validated by us. I know we wrote safe space in there and had a goofy little graphic, but we want you guys to come here and tell us how you feel about the things that happen, throughout wrestling and throughout the world, with the perspective of we're going to have a discussion and we're not going to be shitty to people. And you guys have been really awesome, so thank you. Because I can understand everybody's struggling today. Everybody's struggling all week, and there's some good out there. I'm telling you, I jokingly said fuck MVP, but go check out that Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh,
that was super fun. After that
Hilarious.
report came out that they didn't like each other, they played it off last night behind the scenes. There's a lot, I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to shamelessly plug it. If come here Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with me and Blair, we're going to talk about a ton of exciting and fun independent wrestling, and you never know, you might find your new favorite wrestler over there, because there are so much wrestling going on that isn't just WWE, whether it's a local that you just stumble across, or there's some higher up indies. Like, you'll find your next favorite wrestler, I promise you. And
Go ahead.
They might end up on WWE programming, but I was going to say, I take my kids to some of the locals here and they have a blast. So you
might even find some of your new favorite wrestlers on the wrestling that we provide right here on this very fucking channel.
That is true too. Yeah, Love Pro Wrestling, August 29th, LPW 40. Can you believe we're at 40 of these things?
Yeah.
Like,
that guy that's holding the belt right there, Stephen Crow, savage. And I say that with respect.
Yeah,
but one of the most savage wrestlers you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
Zoe Sager, who's under WWE ID. She was in a video with John Cena talking to all the kids during SummerSlam weekend. She's front and center.
Try out
right there. That's,
Yeah.
So, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, Zoe Sager. MRB.
MRB.
T.Y. Jackson.
Rich King,
even though he's making some bad decisions.
He's still a badass.
He's leveling up. He's leveling up.
Yeah.
Lumberjack Larry.
Yes, sir.
Bunch of guys.
Rose and Nasty Nate Nixon and White Shirt William Taylor, they're forced. And listen, if you're sitting here today and you're not super familiar with Love Pro Wrestling, which I'd be crazy that you're not, all of our matches, all of them, are up right now on this very channel on YouTube. Yep. So you can scroll through. And the best part is you could pick and choose. Like, hey, I like this guy. Jared Rogers, the wily veteran, Grainmaker Pod coming in hot. Yes, I miss Gray. I hope his shoulder heals up soon. I miss that guy.
He's been out a while.
The wily vet. But the point is like, you're in the golden age of professional wrestling, in my opinion.
We didn't even mention the Short Kings, our buds, the Short Kings, Mars, Reed. I know you're not going to mention them, and they'll probably have a problem with it. But our tag team champions, Paralero.
I'm all right with them now. We're cool. They're Jack Juicy certified.
Big
Bad Boris on commentary. But my point of that is like, if you're like, I want to test this out, you could find anything readily available. Click of a button, you can find a promotion. You can find, just different stuff, and you don't have to love all of it. I'm not saying you turn on a GCW show and you love all of it, because some of it's not even for me. Some of it I'm like, I'm not. But you do find stuff that you like. So, and LPW especially. I like all those people though. They're all great people.
Yeah.
Taryn from accounting, the third.
Oh,
beard.
We love Taryn from accounting. She is the third beard. She's the honorary third beard.
Get well soon.
We love Taryn. There's a whole roster full of great people and great wrestlers here at LPW. And then, like you said, if you have a Friday or Saturday night, Google your local. Look, I guarantee you there might be wrestling shows happening in your town that you don't even know are happening.
And
there's wrestling. And they're usually cheap, $5, $10, maybe 15, 20 max. Go buy a ticket, have a snack bar, grab a beer if that's your thing, and go watch a local wrestling show and just watch how fun it is. And if you got kids or you got whatever, listen, man, I saw Effie dress up as a Mormon and try to turn a gay movie director straight at a local wrestling show last year for $10.
Yeah.
I got
this. I got to see Indy Hartwell last week, 2 weeks
there
ago.
you go.
She
You know
was
what
at
I mean?
she was at my local spot. So yeah, support it. And because that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you to leave professional wrestling because you're not happy with the biggest game in town. I want you to stay in any capacity that you can, selfishly, and find something that you love in this space and run with it, because we need more of those people.
Yeah.
I don't want you leaving because you didn't like what happened on Sunday with WWE. I want you to go, you know what? I'm going to go support this person, and I'm going to go support that person. Because again, like he said, Zoe Sager started out in Edmonton, working her way up. She had a WWE tryout this weekend. Who knows? That person that you're supporting at your local indie could be the next star, could be the next AEW superstar, could be the next WWE superstar. And
at one point when I was a teenager here in the lovely state of Massachusetts, I was watching Christian Casanova perform every month, who is now Carmelo Hayes. I saw Mercedes perform at high school gyms. I saw Warbeard Hansen, who is now Ivar, who we mentioned earlier, was on Bloodsport. I saw Kofi Kingston. You never know, man. You never know. And it's just, that's really, and guess what, guys? Also, if you got, like I said, if you have a family, if you want to have a family thing, you got kids that like wrestling, it's a lot more affordable for you to go to your local indie show than it is to wait for a bigger corporate, a bigger one to come around.
Unless you take Owen and then he tries to nickel and dime you into buying everything.
Of course.
That bum.
I mean, that's what kids are going to do.
And then, of course,
Dan Brown. Saw a young John Moxley at a rundown theater in Cincinnati in 2008.
And then of course the vendors are like, "Oh yeah, he definitely needs it. I'm cash apping all this money."
Of course.
Bank was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I go, "Oh, it's good. It's me."
Yeah. You're buying a lot of stuff, Mr. Pluggo. What the hell?
What the hell? Does he need these WCW trading cards?
Yeah.
No, but Thomas Brewington told me he did.
Exactly.
And I could not help my guy out, Thomas. He's the man.
But
he wrestles on NWA.
All right, hell yeah, dude. And I saw, you got some interviews up on the interwebs here.
Yeah.
You interviewed our buddy who was on our show.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Way back in the day, Isaiah, and you had a couple other interviews. Those guys were on.
They were on
some sort of.
They were on Dynamite
yes.
during the Chicago run.
They were security?
Isaiah was security for that main event match where Marina Shafir got in his face. Russ Jones was one of the guys that caught Darby Allin when he jumped off the balcony, and Thomas Heim took a spear from Edge or Adam Copeland. I did it too.
There you go.
And then I have a couple more coming out. I've had a weird week of things. So I got a couple more coming out with some wrestlers that just happen to be wrestling at the show, and so I'll put those out here later this week, and you can check them out. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know who you're going to run into, and I was like, oh, these guys were on Dynamite this week. I'm going to go talk to them. And they were super fun. So, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it. All right, y'all. Pluggo said it, but thank you all in the chat for you being respectful and kind of talking through it, everything and how we were feeling. Yeah. And again, it wasn't all bad. We talked about what we liked on the show. The show, besides that, I thought was a good weekend. I thought it was a good weekend, but we're all feeling a certain way. So, appreciate everybody in the chat being there and hanging out and, sharing how you're feeling and things of that nature. So Pluggo, why don't you do the damn thing? And then we will get up on out of here.
Yes, sir. Well, I am Pluggo. Like I said earlier, you can find me this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with Blair Pacheco for 4 Exposure. We'll be talking about independent wrestling. Black Label Pro's got a show going on this weekend. I think there's another GCW show. I'll have to double check what we got on the docket. Wrestling Evolver's doing one as well. Every Thursday night with you at 8 p.m. for Between Two Beards. Go to FB2Beards on all social media platforms to figure out what we've got going on, what we've got coming up. And I am Pluggo. You can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. Just search Pluggo and my face will pop up. And that's me. I don't think there's anybody impersonating me yet. I'm not that famous.
No, not yet?
No.
Okay, that's fair. You can follow me. I don't think I'm that famous either, if it makes you feel better. You can follow me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms. Obviously, as you heard the news this morning from Drew, firmly AEW is kind of going at least on a hiatus, we're calling it for now, because Drew even said he doesn't know if it's a forever thing, but for now, we're going on a hiatus. So here at Love Wrestling, for the time being, like Pluggo said, and like you guys know, you can find me here every Thursday night, 8 p.m., the flagship show here between two beards with Pluggo and me. That's where you can find me here. On Wednesday nights after AEW Dynamite, you can find me over on bodyslam.net doing Dynamite Up. It is usually with Jose on the air, but you should go over and watch the episode me and Pluggo did together last night if you want our opinions about AEW Dynamite. I know we didn't really get into it tonight at all, so go check that out. That was a fun time getting the beards together to do that last night. We'll have some news on the Raw post show over on Body Slam as well, as I'm usually over there when we have it. There's just been a little bit of scheduling and things going on there, so hopefully we should have something going on there. And then we mentioned the Hive earlier with our pal Josh Robinson. You're going to be doing some cool stuff soon over on the Hive. I do a show called The Swarm 2 days a week. It releases on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays is the wrestling show, and Saturdays is the sports show. I do that with our pal CJ over there, so go check that out. And then, I stream when I can over on JPJ Loves Gaming, so it is what it is. We've been kind of doing but that's where you can find me. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate you a lot, especially on weeks like this when we got to, talk some stuff through. You guys were there for us tonight, as we hope that we were there for you at some point, and hopefully we could have helped you out and stuff like that. So for Pluggo, for myself, for everybody here at Love Wrestling, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go enjoy some independent wrestling if you have the opportunity to. Pluggo and I will be here next Thursday, same time, same channel. And until then, y'all know the drill. Say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Peace.
Hey there, Plugo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.